Hey everybody, let me get this music stopped here. Excuse me. Uh, Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's weird. I'm on my YouTube studios and it shows that nothing's happening. So, but it does look like it's going out. Hey Ryan. Hey Rick. So you guys can see me. I guess everything is working. Funny, YouTube studio says can't view it right now, so it's weird. But anyway, happy Tuesday. Getting closer to Thanksgiving and Turkey Rod Run. So we'll be getting a cup car ready for the Rod Run. We're gonna have it on display in the garage area where the vintage race cars are at. Okay, thanks, Rick. I figured you did. You guys didn't say anything contrary, so I figured it must be working. But yeah, so we're working on getting the front brakes, brake ducts done, getting the rear housing set up for road racing, and just all the little fine-tuning things I have to get finished up on that. I'm hoping to Monday take it up to DNR and they're going to let me use the alignment rack and get a good wheel alignment on it with a printout so I can show the alignment specs to prospective buyers. And through my buddy Rob, he gave me a number of this guy Nigel that's in the UK, but he races over here, and he's coming to Sebring for props and pistons HSR race, which is the following weekend, 4th, 5th, and 6th or something like that. Yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th at Sebring. So I reached out to them, and I'm going to take if I still have the car, which I probably will, take it over there, and we'll get a HSR certification or test tech inspection done on the car, and hopefully I'll get a logbook from them. So we'll see how that all goes. But it'd be just hopefully these are the final things that have to get done on the car. We got the fire system is in. I got the new water temp gauge in. So I'll get some pictures and stuff next week on that. So we'll get a good update on that. I want to go ahead and put some stuff together for you guys on the truck that Ryan did. I know last week I showed a little snippet video that was on I think it was on Instagram or something. But Ryan had been sending me pictures during the build. Hey Chris, hey Dave, how you guys doing? I will say, Ryan, I was going through the pictures you had sent me, and for some reason there's a gap from between June and August that the pictures won't download anymore. So I don't know what if that's something that Facebook messed up or something. But well, actually, let me go back one spot. So. When I first met Ryan on Facebook, is on a Vega group. So here's a picture of his Vega, and this is what I saw that, and we started doing some chatting. And this thing is incredible hot rod that he's been working on. I have to watch the clips and stuff that we have on here because I've been getting dinged lately for music counter copyrights. But this is the little Vega that he's been working on. It's been on hold, I imagine, because of the square body, but that's how our own projects always go. We always our own projects are always on hold for other jobs. So but got a lot of great work going on there. Built a really nice frame for the car, and it's going to be something else when he gets it all done. But yeah, so a small block with I believe that's so probably a TKO 600 or something like that. He was showing me pictures. Got his grandkids leaving stuff, and give him inside picture of his son with the car. So yeah, so it's things like that keep us motivated for getting stuff like projects like this done. Excuse me. So anyway, so I just wanted to show that's a little background there. Oh, it's a 5-speed. Okay, right. Yep. So here's the pictures of the truck that he was working on. And of course, when we first started talking about it, we didn't know it was going to be I didn't know it was going to be a SEMA build, but we'll just go through some of these pictures he did. I wanted to put something together for him, and so when we first started talking, he was working on the bed of the truck. Obviously used a new bed floor and inner fenders. Pictures of the QA1 suspension, which is basically, I think, really close to what I have under Chuck's truck. Here we got a bedside on. He was working on gaps. Looks like he let it up the corners. And there's all file fitted and perfect gap made. Here was a video that he sent me just showing how all the work he's put into gapping this vehicle. I mean, the gaps on this thing are just incredible. Has to be one of the best gapped square bodies I've ever seen. Like up here in this door jamb area, that never fits right on these trucks. But yeah, it's got it really going nice on this thing. Hey Chuck, we're just going over some of the pictures, some of Ryan's handiwork on this square body truck. I think you already had the front bumper done in this video that you sent me. But yeah, of course the gaps are, even on the bumpers, are looking great. But yeah, like I said, door gaps on these trucks are always hideous. So I know he's got tons of work into those things to get all these gaps like they are. There's one working on the front. Those are the quick release hood pins that he used on there, and getting ready to build a new core support top to dress up the engine bay. Again, there's some narration in these videos, but there's music in the background, so I can't play it. Got it working nice though. Here's I think it was, we were talking about what he was going to do for the top of the core support. Some of the rough in. It really came out fantastic. That's always an ugly spot on these trucks. There's template. I think some of these pictures, I may not have them in the exact order that they should be in, but mocking up what he was going to make. Some different patterns. And there's the close to final product. Just came out just like the rest of the truck, just incredible. And there's the final, all sanded down and ready for sealer. And you know, you never mentioned anything with the wheel wells, but it looks like you massaged the wheel wells pretty heavily also in this thing. We had core support came out really good. Now, I wish I could play this. Ryan had some really good commentation on how well this replacement bumper fit on the truck. So obviously, a little bit of work would be needed since he's gapped everything so perfectly, and that fits like doo-doo or crap. But yeah, so it was good commentation on that. So here he's starting to work on getting it properly fitted. Obviously, you can see it's now tight to the truck, like it should be. It's getting all the center lines up, and now he's got the sides all shortened and narrowed and mated up tight to the body. The amount of work that all this stuff takes. When you see the truck done at SEMA, it doesn't look like, you know, it looks beautiful, but you have no idea what it takes to get it to that point. There's a lot of work in this, a lot of hours. And there's Ryan's shop inspector checking out what's going on. I think this picture might be out of... Rick says, do you have any photos of your square body with their... Oh, I do have some, Rick, but I have to... I'm going to have to get them scanned in. There you go, Ryan. Chris could use a tool tray. But yeah, the workmanship on this is just incredible. But yeah, you guys, I'll get some pictures. I had an 80 square body that my dad and I put a G-body, not G-body, A-body 73 to 77 rear bumper on my truck. And I had it lowered and everything when I was a young person. So, but I'll get some pictures of that next week. So here's the grill that he made. Ryan made this, came out really good. You can see the core support's all painted in color now. Which thing came out real nice. And then I was missing a bunch of pictures in between. He had some pictures where he was using a laser straight edge to show how true and straight the lines were and stuff on the truck. But here's after he got painted, getting ready for final assembly. You can see the shine in that stuff is incredible. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to tell that you're looking at a door because it looks like a reflection of a bunch of other stuff. But it's really great. Piece of the front fender, which is really great color green, and it was pretty weird. I didn't know if you knew that, Ryan, but it seemed like there was a lot of green vehicles at SEMA this year. So it was pretty wild that you guys went with green and a whole bunch of other people went with the same idea. It's pretty incredible. But yeah, it's really good, really great workmanship on this thing. The paint's deep, unbelievable. I mean, you can tell, but you can see that the stripes go around the corners, so all the gaps are striped also, all the jams. It's truly the correct way of doing a project like this. Something a lot of people overlook. I got that. That should have been with the rest of the doors, but yeah, you can see that the stripes go around the corners and everything. You have green fatigue. I can only imagine. I'm sure everything in the shop has got a coating of green dust on it. But yeah, I mean, look at that reflection in that door. Incredible. Just incredible. Oh, there's a picture of the Vega in the background. Here's in the actual paint booth. But just fantastic work. It's super incredible. And again, you can see the paint wrapping around the body edges, so wherever you look. And there's final assembly getting done. And a nice accent with the bumpers. Those aren't rubber cushions. Those are actually the bumper shape that Ryan painted and pinstriped in to make it look like it was a molding. But everything came out super beautiful. And there's where they're all assembled up. And it had a really nice interior in it too. That was something I wasn't aware of, that the interior was already ready to be put in and everything. I know in a couple of episodes, Ryan said that they were getting ready for SEMA. I'm like, wow, because I didn't see any interior or anything done on it. But yeah, looking great. And you might have heard Benji, my shop inspector's in his playpen right now, trying to get my attention. And that looks like just before loading up to go to SEMA. And of course, there it is on the floor in the convention center in Vegas. So yes, I just wanted to give you guys, I know we kind of talked about this project a couple times on the channel, and you know, just wanted to showcase some of Ryan's handiwork and put it out there for you guys. You guys are working on a project and you want to share it with the community. Send me some pictures and I'll put together something. And if Ryan, if you want, I can make that into a little video and merge all the stuff together. But just let me know. So Ryan says 4,000 hours, 250 in the bumpers. See, there you go. That's what it takes to get something to look that good. Hey, Ron, glad you made it in tonight. So yes, that was a little update on that. Ron, you missed. I just did a slideshow of the project that Ryan did for SEMA. I had a bunch of the build pictures that he had sent me over the course of the last year and a half or whatever year it was, and you know, it came out spectacular, and you got a lot of praise. There was a lot of videos on Instagram and TikTok with the truck people putting videos out on their stuff. So this week did a couple things. I had a it was really beautiful Lincoln come in. Get this here. A guy gave me a shout, says, hey, I got this Lincoln that doesn't start real good on hot restarts. And it was really nice. I mean, it's hard to see in these pictures, but the thing was really in super, super nice shape. So, let me fix this. Hang on a second here. So I got these pictures backwards. So first thing I did, obviously, I didn't get pictures of everything as I was doing it, but I worked on it outside. But first thing I did was I did a load test on the battery. Battery had great cranking amps. Everything was good there. So I went ahead and checked timing. And this is actually a picture after I fixed it. But the vacuum advance was pinned against the fuel pump housing. So the distributor could only be retarded. It couldn't be advanced any. And it showed that it was pretty far retarded. So my next step, and this is basically what I'm going over with you guys, is this is how I determined what was going on with this car. So like I said, I got the car in, load tested the battery. That's the first thing you want to do. Load test the battery. It was a 800 cranking amp battery, and it load tested at 825 amps, so it was better than its rating. I did notice that the battery cables were pretty small on this thing. This motor is a 430 cubic inch motor with an old school type starter in it, you know. So obviously you want to first go after timing, that's what was my next move. I went after the timing, and it wasn't to factory spec, and I kind of feel that motors turn over really nice at about 15 degrees advanced, and this was at it was showing 3 degrees advanced when I put the timing light on it. But anytime you're working on an engine with a rubber-mounted harmonic balancer, you really need to verify the timing marks. This is a big, huge problem on small block Chevys. Almost every one I've ever checked has been off. So I went ahead and pulled number 1 spark plug out, put a long screwdriver in the cylinder with the engine close to TDC already. You don't want to just drop a screwdriver there and crank the engine over. And when you do use something to find TDC, you do not want to turn it over with the starter. So I turned it by the crank and found basically where where TDC was. Now you got to remember that there's always a rollover. The way the piston is pushed up by the crank, there's about 3 to 8 degrees, depending on the stroke, where the piston doesn't really move too much because it's at the stroke. The crank is at the top of that stroke. So you got to kind of play around with it, but basically I figured out that this balancer was off about 7 degrees. So I put a new mark for where I thought TDC really is, and that made the timing retarded before 0. So that's definitely not going to want to start good. So I went ahead and pulled the distributor, clocked it a tooth, and that's basically where this picture is. Now you can see I have the motor now set at 10 degrees initial timing with vacuum advance disconnected, and you can see now there's room. The distributor can go either direction. So now you can set timing wherever you want. Now 10 degrees was the factory setting. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the happy spot or not. So I went ahead and incrementally moved it both directions, and sure enough, 10 degrees seemed to be where it would crank the best. However, it was still not cranking properly on the starter. When it was cold, it wasn't too bad, but when it was hot, it would do this like spark knock noise, and we go run, 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 run. I mean, we've all heard engines do that. Big blocks were always notorious for that with hot starters, and a lot of times with too much timing, it'll do that also. So we got the timing ignition all straightened out, and found the best position it was. So then I said, well, the next thing we got to do is we got to do voltage drop tests. So again, picture of the engine bay. I went ahead and checked the starter, or checked the battery voltage while cranking, and it was holding 11.6, 11.7 during cranking, which is a lot of voltage actually. Normally you'll see a battery drop down in the 10.9s or something, but it really wasn't dropping that much. So from there, I went to the solenoid and checked the voltage cranking there, and the voltage there was about 3 or 4 tenths of a volt lower than it was at the battery. So right there, that's telling us that the battery cable, either to the ground or to power from the battery to the solenoid, may have corrosion in it, maybe just too small for the load. A couple different things it could be, but it's showing that the battery voltage is low. Now, unfortunately, all my gauges, all my voltmeters are all digital, and digital you can't see a cranking voltage because it happens so fastly. The processing of the digital voltmeter will just go right over those high and low spots. You won't see it. But since I had already done timing, I said, let's go ahead and do battery cables on the car, and then if that doesn't cure it, I can either get a heavy-duty amp probe and see how many amps the starter is drawing, or just go ahead and put a new starter in it. But might not be able to tell in this picture, but down here, below the exhaust manifold is a shiny silver spot. It had a rebuilt starter in it. So I assumed, which is not a good thing to do, but I assumed that the starter would be okay. So it's hard to see in these pictures. I should have done it while I was apart, but here's the new cables I made. You see there's the cable casings there. So the battery cables on this were like 4 gauge, maybe even 6. The ground cable went to the frame, and in the frame to the engine block. These are all 2 gauge, and that goes directly to the engine block, and a 2 gauge to the starter solenoid. That's wrapping around through here. So you can see the heavier cable there. And of course, they have stereo and an alternator and stuff that gets tied in also. So that's all tied in. Of course, this is the cable going down to the starter solenoid, which is right below this mount. I didn't realize that the support rod was blocking the view, but that was there. And then I went ahead and 2-gauge down to the starter. And after making these corrections, the engine cranks pretty darn good. And I sent a video of it starting to the owner, and he agreed, looks great. So we decided not to do a starter at this time. But that's just I wish I had a good analog voltmeter and amp meter, so I could have showed exactly the procedures. But I mean, those are kind of the procedures that you do. You want to look for your timing, make sure your timing is true and accurate. Find the best place for your timing for cranking. One thing I didn't say is make sure that the mechanical advance in the distributor is working. So you take the rotor and flick it a couple times, make sure it returns and it's not sticking. A sticky rotor can cause this problem also, because the mechanical advance advances the timing. So if they stick, you could have more timing in it than what is called for, and that could give you this hard start issue too. But so that's basically what you want to do, though, is check timing, make sure all your timing is correct, make sure the distributor is good, and then from there go to voltage, check your battery, make sure it's got proper amperage, and then do voltage drop test all the way back to the starter. If you have an analog voltmeter, you could actually go from the battery ground to the starter battery cable side, power side, and actually watch the voltage. And if it's dropping more volts than what the battery, so the battery on cranking on this car was only showing 11.5, 11.4, and at the starter it probably was down in the 9s the way it was cranking. So that would have told us immediately that the battery cables need to be replaced. I currently do not have a good analog voltmeter, and I will be fixing that problem because, as I said before, the digitals do not show the true story on what's going on. But we went ahead and got it fixed, and that project got wrapped up and was finished. And then another one that we worked on. Hey John, how you doing? Another one I worked on was this 57 Chevy. Beautiful car. So I worked on this last February. It had some running issues. So it's got a 6.2 in it, 5.25 horse, and with the carb style manifold and HP stealth unit. So it's got a 4150 throttle body from Holley that actually has the injectors and everything built in. Looks like a carburetor. So I did some drivability tuning to it last February, and the guy has been driving the car everywhere, loving it. But now that he has that portion running and he's driving the car some more, now he's just started getting on the throttle a little bit more and taking the car on more trips, and found out that in the higher gears, it's a stick shift, that there was some hesitation, and wasn't running really good in the highway. So he brought it back for a little bit more tuning on it. But yeah, just a really gorgeous car. And here's the engine bay. You can see how the Stealth looks like a Holley carburetor. But yeah, it really good running car, and we just had to make a few small changes, and we got it running really good. One of the things is it has a pretty tall tire on it with a 370 gear. So one of the things we found out, because the car doesn't have a tachometer in the interior, is driving on the highway at 70 70 mile an hour, the engine's only turning like 1800 RPM. And at like 75, it's like 2300. So obviously, with the size cam it's in this car, you can't in fifth gear stab the gas and expect to just take off, because the engine RPMs are too low and it's not in the operating range of the camshaft. So that was one thing that I was able to instruct the owner that, listen, if you're at 70 and you want to pass somebody, you either have to slowly roll into it or downshift. You're just going to have to downshift because you're not in the operating range of the engine. This engine wants to be 2,500 to 6,500. That's where it's going to be happy at. So, with that information and some of the tuning that we did, everything worked out real good, and got that knocked out. I thought I got some data logs on it, but when I went back to look at them, I couldn't find any. So let me see if I can pull up his file here. So here's the file that I wrote back in February, and you can see that had some small learning in it at that point. Target AFR table. Now on this particular engine, they didn't wire the coils aren't being fired by the HP tuner, HP computer. It has a MSD 6014 box, which is an ignition only box that controls timing. And it has a fixed timing curve on it. So there's something we could do to probably make it run a little better with that. But without getting crazy into all that stuff, we just went ahead and just worked on the fuel management to get that working right. I may have, Chris. No, it's 373 gears, 370 or 373 gears in the back, not 272s. But I may have misspoke there. So what I was going to show you on the Holley stuff is with this we can do a conversion, or a comparison rather. I'm sorry. So we'll go back to our. Let me go pull up the second file. So there's our base file from last February, and we go to where we're at today, and you can see hard to see the changes there, but we go to Delta, you can see the changes. There's a lot of just really small finite changes, 1 or 2%, but up here at the top end we ended up making some fairly large adjustments. Up here at the higher RPM, you can see we're pulling out 10-11% changes from where it was at to where we're at now. In fact, here's a percentage chart that shows it. Yeah, John. Yeah, he's in his little playpen over there, and he's trying to get my attention. But so that was, unfortunately, this doesn't show in color. It would be a lot better if it was in color. Yeah, the grayscale doesn't really show you much. But anyhow, that's just some of the file work that I did on that thing. Basically, we drove it around. I could have swore I took some data logs, but when I went back through the paperwork, I couldn't find anything. So in the files on the computer. So I don't know what happened there, but lost my train of thought. So yeah. So anyway, so we just got that all tuned up. So that was the last change we were able to make on that vehicle. We got some more work done on the Buick. Bring that up. I didn't have a lot to show on that, but I did make some progress on the intercooler piping. Oh, I wanted to show you guys the screen too. I don't have that handy. So let's see here. So we'll just kind of do a recap here on the Buick. So here's some of the charge pipes that were already made for the car. You can see that coming out of the turbo, that one does not line up at all. So that's kind of what I was going to do, is cut that off and make a straight piece there. This is the other pipe that they had on this thing. This is coming from the intercooler back to the throttle body, and you can see the pipe that when this intercooler pipe was made, this air filter was a 4-inch. Now it's a 5-inch, and it's still clears, but I don't know why they had this bump out here. So, but you can see really sticks up high above the fenders and stuff. It was going to be an issue. The guy that owns the car talked to me about maybe trying to lower the engine mounts and stuff, but I decided it'd be easier to fix the pipes. So there's another angle of it. I mean, it's kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. So here's after I got this pipe fixed. You can see now it's a nice straight inlet into the intercooler, or into the or coming out of the compressor into the intercooler piping. Got plenty of clearance around the fans and stuff. The other one was hitting the fans. It was a mess. And then this is the new cold side from the intercooler back to the throttle body. You can see that fits much lower. We still have to have that rise there to get over the air intake pipe, but much tighter to the turbo pipe now. You can see from this side it's about as tight as you can possibly make it. So I haven't shut the hood on the car yet, but I think it's going to be fine. When I ran a straight edge across the top of the fenders, it barely has anything, and there's a pretty good peak in the center of the hood on the Buick hood, so I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. Just a couple pictures of the fittings there. Kind of got everything all nice and symmetrical, just so it looks attractive when you open the hood. So that was one of the big deals there. Again, like doing well, I shouldn't say it, nothing like doing the body work, but stuff like this kind of takes a little bit of time to get all your gaps and alignment right and get everything fitted properly and stuff. But it came out real nice. All right, so those are just extra pictures there. So that was got that stuff done. I wanted to show you, all these. We've already gone over all this other stuff. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I got a test piece in for, to use. So I got a ECU test piece in from Car Chains 3D. So bring them down here. So this is a company I get my spacers from. I've showed you these before. Let's see, under wire management. These pieces here. They're 3D printed spots for you to run your Holley harnesses through the factory firewall. So like this is for the 82 to 92 third gen Camaro Firebird. It goes right where the original harness came through the firewall, fits in the factory hole perfectly. And he makes them in different, one hole. I guess it doesn't show, but Benji. There's one for a truck. Anyway, so what I got from him this time, because when I was working on the Buick and working on getting the dash fitted, it's not the smartest thing to do to be manhandling the expensive dash screen while you're trying to get it fitted for the where is it? So here's the I don't know why it's doing that, but here's the back of a 686. Oh wait a minute, I don't have you guys on the thing. So here's the back of a Holley's 686 dash, and there's the 3D printed one that he makes. So that goes in. It has all the exact holes. The wiring harness plugs onto it. The GPS connector connects to it. So it's really handy for building your dash and not having to worry about dropping the expensive Holley dash. So I just got that in. I wanted to show it to you, but it's over on the other side of the shop there. So I won't do that right now. But here's the wire management stuff I was talking about, but you guys couldn't see the pictures. So like that's a bulkhead for the Fox body Mustangs. There's with one hole. There's one with 3 holes if you're doing like a trans and throttle control and stuff. So these are really handy. The ones I've used a lot, I incorporate in almost all of my installs now, are these units here. They fit nice in the firewall. He has them in different sizes and stuff. Work really nice, and makes a nice clean spot to come out of the wiring harness, out of the firewall for. So in the future, I'm going to go ahead and get a couple ECU mock-up pieces from him, and he also has a lot of screen digital screen mounts. So like the 3.5-inch screen. He's got all kinds of different attachments that either go in a glove box or in a dash, clip-on style. He even has waterproof ones. Just all different attachments and stuff. So really convenient things to just make your project that much nicer. And he does it for a lot of different systems. So for engine management, he's got ACE, ARC switches, Fuel Tech, Haltech, Holley, Tinker, Next Gen. So he makes quite a bit of stuff. He's even got draggy mounts where you can use suction cup for your draggy. And he's got one that holds the phone and the draggy in combination. So just really cool little stuff. If you ever think about looking for some 3D stuff, dash stuff, and he's car chains 3D, and he makes all kinds of nice stuff. He's got for all different model cars and stuff. You can list by cars, dash inserts, just anything you could possibly want to think about for your install. There's a couple Regal pieces. Got Fords and Dodges. So just real handy stuff there. I wanted to show you because I've been using this stuff for a while now, and I've been really happy with it. It just makes the job look that much more finished. And unfortunately I'm old school. I haven't never learned how to do CAD or CAM computer simulation, and I definitely don't know how to do 3D printer. So I have to purchase the stuff from him. But really cool what they can do with 3D printers nowadays. And there's a lot of guys that make all kinds of different things out there. The 3D printing for like gauge cluster sometimes doesn't look super good. He's got the lines of the 3D printing. But like on Chuck's truck, we got one for his, and we went ahead and he took it to the body shop, and they just skim coated it and and sanded down and made it flat. And so now we can do that. And like I did in the Buick, I can bring that back up. I did use a piece of carbon over top of it, so let me show you that real quick. I think we showed it last time, but since we're talking about it, yeah. So here's a 3D printed piece, and you can kind of see you see the grain and stuff on there. It's not terrible, but you want to make your project look as good as possible. So what I did is I went ahead and incorporated a piece of carbon fiber, kind of did a rough drawing from a cardboard template, and cut it out and put it in there, and that covers up the 3D printed part. And obviously the carbon fiber is a great look, just very racy looking, and the sheet of carbon is very thin. It's only like 40 thousandths, 30 thousandths thick or something like that, so it doesn't take up any space, and I think it gives it a real professional look. Now on this picture, this isn't the bezel isn't snapped in place yet. I didn't this car's an 86, so the plastic is kind of brittle on it, so I didn't want to snap it until we were completely finished with it. But just kind of getting some pictures on it to see how it worked out. So that's pretty much how I like to do it anyway. Try to get the project to look as professional as possible, and we'll move on from there. So anyway, so yeah, shout out to Car Change 3D if you guys looking for any of that kind of stuff, or you got a 3.5-inch screen bouncing around in the car, you don't know what to do with it. He's got a bunch of different mounting systems that you could use, and maybe something might work out for you. Most of the time, I haven't done on Dave's car, but most of the time I'll run the cord into the glove box and then just put the shield cover over top of it so nothing can contact it, and just put some like a zip tie. Anyways, just to keep the cord not from getting tangled up and stuff, and it makes it good. But anyway, so that's kind of what I had tonight. I wish I had the data logs to show on that 57. We definitely were made a couple trips down the some of the roads in Mexico on that thing. We had that thing opened up pretty good. But I was on the computer, and I should have didn't even think about strapping a camera on the car. But we had a good time, and they were real happy when they were finished. Got all the problems that he had straightened out on it, and we should be in pretty good shape with the Lincoln. I haven't heard anything back on that yet. But yes, that's pretty much where we're at. I'm going to try to get some Tuesday. Next week I'll have a good update on the NASCAR. I really didn't get any pictures of what I was working on over the weekend, but I will do that before next week's show, so that I can show you everything on that, and we'll go ahead and get some alignment stuff on there too, since I'll have that and another car I'm aligning for another shop, so I'll get some alignment stuff on that. Maybe we'll do a tech deal on alignments. So I think that's pretty much what I had for tonight. Appreciate Ryan sending me all those pictures and allowing me to show the group. Man, the work that you did, I just can't say enough about it. It's just phenomenal. I'll go over this again with anybody else that's on the show. I'm happy if you guys have a project or you have something that you're working on, and you made something and it looks great and you're happy about it, or you have an issue that you aren't sure how to diagnose, or anything. Drop me an email or bring it up on the chat. Obviously, if you want to send me some pictures and stuff, you'll have to drop me an email. But you can even bring it up on the chat, and then we can talk about it. I see John says, is a rubber grommet available for that? There's really not a lot of good rubber grommets. I was getting some from McMaster-Carr. It was a solid hole, and then I would cut an opening, but it just really hard to get all the stuff through it. So these seem to work a little nicer, I think, when it's done, because you take the covers off, you run the harness through, then you put the covers back on, and it sandwiches into the harness, so it just fits really nice. Maybe not 100%. Maybe not 100% watertight, but I mean you could do that with a little bit of silicone and stuff, and get that all wrapped up. So anyway, appreciate all the kudos and everything. We'll keep going. This was episode 120. I can't believe it. So we're what, 4 episodes away from 2 years? Is that right? 52 would be that'd be 104. No, so we're beyond that. Anyway, so that's going to be the show for tonight. Guys had any questions on that starting deal? Put them up in the comments and stuff. Appreciate everybody coming out, all the regulars that come out every week, and anybody that's new to the show. Every Tuesday night, 7:00, and we'll go from there. So remember, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Dave, what's the 2.26 years? Thank you, Dave. I can always count on you for helping me with the math. And Chris, good luck with. Hopefully, you're getting ready to put that motor back in the car. And that was something that I didn't even bring that up, but Ram Clutch told Chris that, hey, you should have your new clutch assembly balanced, and he told me that. I was like, they machined it. It should be balanced from manufacturing. But I talked to Tim Eichhorn at NPR, and he says, nah, you better bring it in and let me check it. So we did, and that thing was 30 grams out of balance on a neutral balance. I could not believe it. So just a heads up, the way they're making parts nowadays, don't ever think that it's made right from the factory. I'm glad that the tech guy mentioned the balancing to Chris, because I would have never suggested it at all. But obviously it's a thing. So keep that in mind. If you're putting in a clutch in your car, you might want to have it checked out. Oh, good. Chris says it's in. Awesome. So anyway, like I said, that's pretty much it for tonight. Appreciate everybody coming on. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday. Have a great week. You don't have the music ready. Here we go. See ya.